Hi there, I'm Mike and I'm the All Hallows Geek, and welcome to This Week in Eek, my weekly series where I put a little eek in your week by recapping some of the top stories in Halloween and horror news from the last week. Well, this week was a rather slow news week over at All Hallows Geek, but what we lack in volume, we made up for in size, as the three stories I have for you this week are big ones. Kicking things off this week, the 2013 remake of Evil Dead celebrated its 9th anniversary, and to celebrate, director Fede Alvarez took to social media to share some never-before-seen relics from the film. On Wednesday, Alvarez kicked off the fun by showing off a personal collection of Polaroids the director snapped on the set while making the film. The shots range from casual behind-the-scenes fun to the cast in various stages of special effects and gore. But more exciting than the behind-the-scenes photos was Alvarez's decision to share the original ending to the film. Following the Polaroids, Alvarez asked fans if they would be interested in seeing the film's original ending, which aligned more closely with the original Evil Dead from 1981. Over 8,000 likes and over 800 comments later, Alvarez released the original ending on Twitter, sharing, "Here it is, this is what was written originally, but Sam Raimi, wisely, pointed out, after everything she's been through, she deserves to live." So he rewrote it to be the ending we all know today. The only downside? Alvarez says that this ending featured one of Jane Levy's best screams in the film. Check it out. In addition to releasing the original ending, on Thursday Alvarez shared the first draft of the script to the original ending, and if you thought what was filmed would have been a bummer for Mia, you definitely need to check that out. You can read what was shared over in the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com. And in other horror movie news, this week director Kevin Smith announced that his horror anthology Killroy Was Here is finally being released. Unfortunately, he still plans to release it as an NFT. Based on the World War II drawing known by the same name, Killroy Was Here is a horror anthology that revolves around the character Killroy, which is a creature that kills adults at the behest of victimized kids. Smith premiered the trailer for Killroy Was Here at 2020's Comic-Con at home, but then a year later said he would be selling it as an NFT, leaving it up to whoever bought it to do what they wanted with it. Fast forward to now, and Smith has changed his tune slightly. The film won't wind up in the hands of a single owner, but it's still being released as an NFT. Marking the first time a movie has been released as an NFT, Smith plans to release the film as a 5,555-piece generative art NFT collection, and the collection will include the movie, along with exclusive content from the film, behind-the-scenes footage, and a commentary track. The NFT is expected to launch in Q2 via NFT minting platform Legend DAO, and Smith released a new trailer with the NFT announcements, reminding all of us who actually wanted to see this film how fun it might be, and yet we'll probably never be able to see it unless we get into the crypto game. My hope, though, is that these crypto clowns all get to purchase the film and be part of Smith's madness, but there is some clause in all of it that says it can be released as Blu-ray or DVD at a later date. I got my fingers crossed because I really want to see this. I know Kevin Smith isn't for everyone, but I'm a fan. And finally, if you live in SoCal or went to any SoCal horror events last summer, you may have heard about the horror-themed Airbnb Stranger Stays. The pair of cabins located in Big Bear Lake, California opened for bookings last October with the Stranger Things-themed Demos Den and the 80s horror-themed Creepshow Inn. The vacation rentals have booked up every weekend since opening, but this week we learned they are up for sale. Despite the popularity of the cabins, co-owner Jade Valor and her husband have decided to sell the properties due to local regulations that limit them to renting out only one unit at a time. The pair of cabins is a horror lover's dream, and the pair could be yours for $450,000. Unfortunately, the list price doesn't include the themed furnishing and decor, but Valor says for the right offer, they'd consider it. I mean, all things considered, even if you didn't score the furnishings and decor, the themed murals throughout the cabin might be enough to be a horror home paradise. If you want to see more image of the cabins, see its real estate listing, be sure to head over to the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com. That's it for this week. As always, if you've enjoyed this week's video, give it a like, leave me a comment, or better yet, subscribe to make sure you always get your weekly dose of Geek. For more information on any of this week's top stories, you'll find links to the full coverage over on allhallowsgeek.com down in the description below. Until next time, keep it creepy.